all I can say for this is, whoa, like so many things happen, new morphs, and apparently we also get a new leader in this as well. Hello there, everybody. How's it going? This is LunarStar103 here, welcoming you back to the Lunar Nightmare Network. And today I'm going to be reviewing episode 3 of Power Rangers Cosmic Fury Off Grid. It's just, with this only being 10 episodes, like a lot of stuff gets put into each episode. It's just way too much. But this one is like, it doesn't disappoint in what it does in this episode. So let's go ahead and start off this entire episode. So as we've seen in the last episode, the Rangers are still on planet Eridus, and they're still trying to find a way to get back home, but also try and find a way to, see if any of their morphers or any of their, dino keys are still working. But unfortunately, since Lord Zed went ahead and destroyed, all the statues, save for one, they don't have any access to it. We do get a little bit more story about Billy, telling him his history with Amelia and Ion and so on as well. But, during that time too, they're still trying to figure out what to do, and Ion is getting more and more worried because he's basically saying, look, we don't know what Lord Zed's up to, we don't know what he's doing to Ollie, and Zeto's still out there somewhere and we don't know where he is and everything else. And Amelia's like, look, we're gonna find a way, just calm down. And Billy has an idea, and he's looking at the Morphine Master wand, or the staff, that Morphine Master Red left behind before he was sucked into that machine. And ultimately, he's thinking of a way to go ahead and tap into the powers of the morphing grid to see how they could go ahead, get Amelia and the others back to morphing, and also maybe find a way to get them out of here. And Amelia is remembering, wait a minute, don't we have one of those satellites that Zato had, the one that was sending messages to Rafcon when he was trying to find it, see if there are any, surviving people there and everything else. And, Solon's like, yeah, it's a great idea, we could go ahead and figure out, like, what's going to be going on, and we just need to set it up on the very top of the dunes that we're at, and we'll be able to get some signal in no time. All the while, we see Javi trying to get used to his mechanical robotic arm that he has now, and it's getting harder for him because anytime he wants the arm to react to do something, it's not cooperating with him. And they're telling him, you gotta take it easy, you gotta give it time, and he wants to get back to doing his music, but he can't really do that because, every time when he tries to get his arm to do something, it destroys the strings on his guitar, and he can't find a way to cope, just like how, Ion's way of coping with some stuff is to just, cook something up in the cafe. Well, Ion can't really do that because he's not in the cafe, and Billy tries to go ahead and helps him out with, getting the guitar restrung and see, like, what's good, what's not good, is it out of tune, and things like that. And Javi at this point is sick and tired of people giving him pity. He just wants to go ahead and just, continue with what he was doing before all of this. I mean, yeah, I understand, and I know that if anyone that has, like, an automatic limb, like an arm or a leg or something like that, it's hard on them too. And, I give massive props to anyone that has like a prosthetic, or an actual automatic arm or leg and stuff like that, like, you don't give up. You continue on, doing what you got to do. And it takes a while, but you get used to it and everything else, which is what the Rangers and Solon are trying to tell Javi too. Like, you got to take it easy. It's not going to be something you're going to learn like in a matter of a day or so, like that. Like, everything just happened in a span of like 2 days, you know? Meanwhile, we see Izzy and Fern moving some stuff around. It looks like a storage unit of some kind, or of some sort of room or anything like that, to where Fern goes ahead and sees these rolled up posters. She unravels one of them and she sees that it's blueprints for a spaceship. So it looks like it's the same thing that they're on right now, the base, but somehow it can be turned into a spaceship. And, they give Solon a lot of credit because she was able to think ahead, especially with that emergency failsafe button that they had to use in the last episode to get them out of immediate danger and to make sure the base does not get destroyed at any point during their escape. And while it is pretty good, I mean, it does give them something to hope for, and maybe saying like, hey, we could go ahead and use these blueprints that we found and maybe try and find a way to make this into a ship and get us back home to Earth, because I'm pretty sure our parents are worried about us right now. And while they're on the ship as well, Fern decides to give Izzy her little bit of a present. It's an Oakdale sweatshirt, to celebrate the first day of her going to college and everything else. And they were both really looking forward to all of this, but unfortunately, because of this whole invasion, it has to be put on hold. And Izzy feels really bad that she couldn't tell her girlfriend, like, what was going on and everything else. And they didn't want to raise a panic because that was the last thing that they needed to do. And, all the plans that they had pretty much was just, squashed after this whole invasion with Lord Zed and, the squid drills and the Sentinels and, Ollie being evil. It was just too much. And, she didn't want her girlfriend to get involved, and, and she understands that, but she says, yeah, but next time when something really extreme like that happens, could you please let me know? You keeping quiet about the whole Lord Zed invasion really didn't help out at all. And, again, she understands and she apologizes to her for it. The Heroes now have devised a satellite positioning to where they could go ahead and put it up on the top of the dunes where they are, and they're about ready to go ahead and go out, but Ion is very, very frustrated because they have nothing in their base for him to whip up something to eat for all of the people inside. So they pretty much ask him, hey, there might be some stuff out there, but we're going to need your help and everything. So do you think you can go ahead and do that? Well, in the meantime, you go ahead and get us some food. And he's like, yeah, sure, why not? And we see afterwards, Fern, Billy, and Solon, she overhears them talking about what's going on with the Morphine Masters and what they're going to be doing. And she's still kind of new to the whole Power Rangers aspect and trying to figure out what the Morphin Masters are, and they do explain it to her, and she pretty much figures out that what he wants to do is for him to tap into the morphing grid to try and get the Rangers access to new powers and new abilities so that they can go ahead and morph and have a fighting chance with Zed and the others should anything happen. And they're like, cool, and he needs a molecular transfusion. And, Solon, who loves to hoard stuff, does have one, but it's way down deep in one of the rooms. And she goes ahead and shows Billy the way, and they're about ready to go and get the Rangers back in action to continue on with their fight. The other Rangers go ahead and they're setting up the satellite link so they could try and get some readings out there, but mostly to get what's going on Earth, while Ion is looking for some fruits and anything else for them to eat so that he could go ahead and whip stuff up. And that's all he's really thinking about until he comes across like this whole thing of eggs, and he sees one of them and it eats all the food that Ion has picked, and it turns into a monster called a Scuttle worm, and it pretty much just goes ahead and attacks the Rangers. Well, it attacks Amelia and Ion, while Javi and Izzy are going ahead and still setting up the satellite. But Javi, feeling like he can't just stand by because he has, done that more than enough in almost 2 episodes now. He goes ahead and helps out, and he uses his mechanical arm to save the other Rangers, and it now actually works. I think there might have been like a mechanical problem or something, but now it works, and he can now fully use his arm to, do what he can do. And now they also have the satellite up and ready, and they are now ready to receive stuff from Earth, and they're all hoping it's good news. Yeah, it's not good news. When they go ahead and they see what's going on over at Pine Ridge, it's bad. Like the buildings are destroyed, civilians are running, trying to get somewhere safe, and we see Jane and Jayborg going ahead and covering the story, and they do see a squidrill, they're already going ahead and attacking their home, and connections being cut off, and they go ahead and they patch into Coral Harbor. And I do like how they do bring back Commander Shaw once again, and she goes ahead and tells them that because of a barrier surrounding the entire Earth, all of the Ranger Zords are rendered useless. And she's saying to them, rest assured, Grid Force is doing everything that they can to try and counteract this whole thing. And she's pretty much telling them to continue being hopeful, keep your head held high, and we're not gonna let this whole thing stop us and everything else. And basically they do find out that all of the Ranger Zords, all the ones that they had said to prepare for an invasion, pretty much when they try to summon the Zords, they can't. Because of all the squidrills around the outside of the perimeter of Earth, it has created a barrier to where it literally renders every single one of the Zords useless, and they can only fight with, them being morphed, and only thing that they could do right now is just that. And it's not looking that great. And they're trying to figure out what to do because they can't find anything else to, wait around and everything. And Solon tells them, oh, Billy's been cooped up in, the engineering bay, all this time. And, we don't know when he's going to be coming out because he has an idea to maybe get us out of here. And then, Solon, Izzy, and Fern go ahead and they figure out what to do with one of the blueprints that they had found to make the base into a spaceship. And, Solon likes the idea that, we could go ahead and, try and do all this, but it's been so long, and I'm going to need your help, and, everything that, that has been going on. It's just, yeah, we're going to help you out in any way, shape, or form that we can. And, just let us know what you need. We cut over to where Dr. Arcana, Ollie's mother, is, and we see Ollie come in, and he basically just tells his mother, like, Mom, don't worry, it's me, it's the real me, I broke free, and, I had to go ahead and do all this, and, like, we really believe it. It's like, okay, so he's faking to being evil and all this stuff, and the mom kind of sees that too, but I'm sorry, could she not have realized that he's playing or something like that? Because she was there when the whole thing happened with them destroying Dinohenge, but not destroying the Tricera statue. I mean, unless she really ran far, far away, but there's no way she could have, because there were so many Sentinels there. There's just no way she could have went ahead and, ran that far, because she was there. But anyways, she goes ahead, she shows Ollie the message that Mick had left them and everything, and he finds the planet that Zato's is in, and he tells them, like, where it is and everything else, like, he's found the energy signature and all this stuff, and, he's just like, all right, this is where he is, Rangers, call me when you get this, okay? But, yeah, he pretty much just says, yeah, I've been playing you, thank you for showing me all this, and, I'm gonna go ahead and let Lord Zed and the others know where Zato is, and we could go ahead and get rid of him. Love you, Mama Bear. And yeah, but again, she should have known that he was playing around with her, unless she ran really far away in the last episode, but there's no way she could have. Or unless she was knocked out or something like that. I don't know. Like, she could have seen that he pretty much pledged his loyalty to Zed in order to spare him destroying his Tricera statue. I don't get this. Not one bit. Amelia goes into the kitchen and finds Ion just making a huge mess around there, and he seems even more stressed and annoyed and so many other emotions, and he's basically saying, like, I'm trying to do all that I can, and we're just sitting here and we don't know what's going to be going on, and we don't know what's happening to Zato, and he could be hurt somewhere, and we're not doing much of anything, and all this stuff. And him and Amelia have like a really good talk, and she even tells Ion, like, look, I miss Ollie so much, and he's doing whatever with Zed, and but I still hold on to the fact that we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna turn him good. I can't let that him turning evil and all that stuff and betraying us get to me, because I know he's still good deep down and all that. And I gotta say, Ion has, like, his character is just like, he's so happy, he's got a cafe, and, he's been ranked on Buzz Blast as, like, the top cafe ever with these amazing cakes, and, he's so glad he got his friend back for, like, 2 minutes, and then he is gone again. And, with what Amelia is saying, they can't let the negative stuff overpower the positive stuff. They gotta find a way to stay positive throughout this whole entire thing. And now it's just up to the point of, them trying to find a way out of this whole thing. And she even says, I'm not trying to replace Zato, but I am your friend, and I am here to talk if you need someone to talk to and everything else. And he appreciates that, and everything seems to be going good with the two of them. In ways of, like, yeah, I lost my boyfriend, you lost your friend, but, we can still talk to each other because we know what the other's going through. They get an alert, and it seems that the Scuttle worm that the Rangers originally fought is now back, and they found out where they are and everything, and they're trying to figure out, like, how is this even possible? Like, what does it want and everything? And they all do fight, but it seems to be targeting Ion for some reason, and he realizes, wait a minute, it could be all the ingredients that I have on me, like, all the stuff that he had mentioned before. And he realizes, wait a minute, the soup, like, that could be it. And he goes ahead and leaves and gets the bike, and he has the soup strapped onto him and lures the scuttle worm away, and basically just uses that for it to get away from the base and everyone else there. And it does work. Ollie returns to Lord Zed and pretty much shows him and the others the message that Mick had left with Dr. Arcana and the other Rangers and all that. But, since the other Rangers aren't there, they pretty much are now like, oh, okay, so this is where the red one is at. All right, you've done good. And we see Scrozzle go ahead and give Ollie something that will pretty much enhance his power and everything else, and enough to defeat the Rangers and whatnot. So they go ahead and they get to the planet that Mick pretty much tells them where they are and everything else. Billy goes ahead and gets out of the room that he is in and tells the Rangers that he has been busy working on something using Morphe Master Red's staff and pretty much making new morphers for them. And I like how Ion says, oh, finally, I match you guys. And they're ultimately trying to figure out, well, wait a minute, our dino keys don't work, we got nothing. And he says, yeah, well, that's where this comes in. And, he shows them what he did, and we get these orbs, and it's their cosmic orbs that will go ahead and give them the ability to morph into the Rangers once more. So they go ahead and they use them, and they tell them how to use them. And this is where we get a really, really great shot of the Rangers and how they are now. Yep, here they are. This is what the new Ranger suits are, how they look. It's not bad, but I really kind of wish they would have used the suits that they got from Uchi Sentai Kyuranger, because they got the Megazord that they have for that, the Cosmic Fury Megazord. Why not the suits? But we do see, yes, Amelia is red. She is the new Red Ranger. And it kind of takes her by surprise. Amelia feels she can't really, be the Red Ranger because the Red Ranger is Zato. Red is his color. And, she thinks the worst, but Billy says, listen, the Morphing Grid chose you to be the Red Ranger for a reason. And lists all the stuff, she's very thoughtful, she cares about others, and she's always looking out for everybody else, and, doesn't back down from any type of challenge or anything at that point. The other Rangers tell her this too. And, even Ion says, you being the new Red Ranger is so perfect. Zato's going to be so proud of you once we get him back. They get a distress call from Mick, and he tells them, Rangers, listen, I don't know why you haven't been receiving my messages, but, good news, I found Zato. Bad news, Lord Zed and his forces are here. So, yeah, they know that he's here, and they're going to go ahead and try and to get rid of him. So, I'm going to need you guys to come to this planet right now. Like, now. And the Rangers go ahead and answer the call, and that's pretty much where this episode ends. I gotta say, the thing with this episode, like I said, a lot happened. Even, them getting new morphers, the new transformation, Amelia being the new Red Ranger. It's a lot. I mean, I'm not saying it's like, it's bad, but it is really good. You know, maybe kind of have it to where, like, yeah, maybe they're in a pinch and at the last minute, like, Billy goes ahead and saves them and sends the new cosmic morphers and the cosmic orbs to them and have them all morph. And then we get the reveal, yeah, Amelia's the new Red Ranger and stuff like that. I mean, did they do that? Not really, but, either way, it's like, yeah, a lot of this stuff, it was just a lot. And again, still have some questions about how the mother didn't know that her son was, two-timing her and everything and not realize, oh, he's still evil and stuff like that. But, again, don't know. It's just way too much and everything. But, I got nothing else to say, but I just hope that they go ahead and they find Zato in all this. But anyways, guys, that will do it for me. What did you guys think of this episode? What did you think that they could have done differently? Especially since, it's only 10 episodes and whatnot. What could they have done? Could they have done this episode differently? And what did you guys think of this episode? Leave your comments down below. Make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel. And ring that bell so that you can be notified of any other future videos that I do. And any other future collab videos that I do as well with my fellow YouTubers that I know of. And I will see you all next time. Lunar Nightmare Network, signing off.